Well, good morning, folks. It's Richard the Fishing Machine. Beautiful day here in the Tennessee Valley. In fact, it's going to be pretty for about 4 hours. After that, it's going to get rough. We got some storms coming into the Tennessee Valley. Thunderstorms, high winds, well, y'all know the drill, a lot of rain. And this is going to occur for about 3 days after today. Going to have some bad, gloomy weather. But right now is a perfect time before the front hits to catch fish. They should be at their most active right now. So what I'm going to do is walk around the banks here at the lake and try to catch some bass. We're going to target some big bass. Now what I have right here is a Daiwa rod. It's a medium action rod, 6 feet long, and I've selected a short rod like this, or short for me. Basically, I like anywhere from a 6.5 foot to 7 foot rod usually, because I'm going to be walking a walking trail, and this short rod may become more useful than a longer rod in this situation. But what I have is just a Daiwa reel, a Bass Pro Shop, Johnny Morris spinning reel, 2000 size spinning reel, which is a Daiwa reel, nothing more but a Daiwa reel, loaded with 10-pound test braid. Okay, here's the business end right here. I'm going to start off with, and probably will end up with, one of my favorite baits for this time of year for big bass, and that's a Senko. That's a black with blue flecks Senko. It's a 5-inch, which is my favorite size as far as length. This is a 3/0 EWG Gamakatsu hook, and I have it tied with a Palomar knot direct to this 10-pound frost braid. Now, this is what I do if I tie direct, and it's something that I learned years ago, and it does work. It works in a mental way if you're worried about the fish seeing this bright white line, and it also works for real, because what it does, it will mask the line to cause it to be virtually invisible. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now this applies to what we're getting at is if you want to tie direct to braid like we're doing here. What we have right here is just a Sharpie permanent marker, and what I do is that I'm just going to go down through here and do a little coloring process. I'm going to knock all that flash off, or most of the flash off of that white line. Now this will work on any color braid, okay? Ideally, you can use green braid and not have to do anything, just tie direct and be okay. But what we're going to do is I'm going to color this up to 3 to 4 feet. You can go what you want to. You can go up to 6 feet if you want to. And it's real simple. Y'all can see what I'm doing. It dries very quick, but under the water, that's virtually invisible. Okay, folks, I've colored this up for about 4 feet, about 4 foot up my line. Now, ideally, you know, I'm going to say anywhere from 4 to 8 feet, you'll be fine. Okay, I've been catching a lot of big fish on this Yamamoto 5-inch Senko, black with blue fleck. Let's turn it around so y'all can see it. I've been catching a lot of big fish here lately with it, and it's not something new to me. It's something I've been doing for years. I like dark colors when it comes to fishing baits like this, especially weightless. Now we're going to be fishing weightless today again, and the simple reason is because the fish are up shallow. They just have come off a bed not long ago, so there's a lot of fish should be hanging around in the shallows. But what I'm going to do right here, this is a 3/0, which is my favorite size for this particular bait. Gamakatsu. I'm looking for the seam of the worm. There's the seam. I don't know if you can see it. That's where when the mold is shut, it creates a center line, and when they pour it, you have a straight line on each side. You have 2 lines, one on each side of the worm. So that's what I go by. Now what I'm going to do is exaggerate from I'm not going to stick it in the center. I'm going to exaggerate to the other side of the worm. I find the seam, and I'm in there about a 1/2 inch right now. Everybody says 1/4, but I go a 1/2 most of the time. With this particular bait I do. Okay. Then I'll turn it, and then there you have it. And the reason I did that is I hid this offset, or most of it, and it's not going to grab anything as I'm working the bait. It's not going to grab anything at all. It's going to come through there slick as a whistle. Okay, so there it is. See this hook right here? I'm going to turn it like that and flush it so I see my entry point. But again, I'm going to work with that center line so I see where it's got to be. And I'm going to stick it right there on that line, pick this worm up and go in square to the other line. See, that makes it straight, and then when it punches out, look how straight that is. Okay, now I'm going to text pose that point. Skin hook it, it is what I always call it. And then I'm going to fish it just like that. Real simple, very simple. And of course we're going to set or drag to where we don't pop off on the hook set. About like that. And we're going fishing. Finally, it's getting dark right here. We better get busy, folks. Let's see if we can catch a couple big ones. Let's walk on down in here a little bit. Yeah, this is what I seen the other day. There's a slough right here, or a finger type situation. We'll start right here probably because it's shaded. We got a little oh, there comes the sun. We'll just start right here and see what we can do. Now, I like dark colors. I mentioned that right there. Now, the reason is because it's going to probably continue getting more and more overcast. I like darker colors on dark days, but even if it's not dark, I've caught some of my biggest fish on dark colors. I sure have through the years. It's just it's a confidence to me. Anything dark, like black or purple, you know, the old-timey colors they call them, it's always worked for me. And that's the deal. We're gonna, hey, this water is clear enough to watch this. This is why I like this bait. When you make a cast, watch it. Y'all see how it wiggles on the way down? Let's do that again. See that wiggle, that shimmy? That's why it's such an effective bait, in my opinion. Okay. As it's falling on a slack line, see, I have slack in my line on purpose. As that bait falls, a lot of the strikes are happening on the initial fall. I mean, after you make a cast, 70% of those strikes are happening right then, so you need to really pay attention. Because if that bass sees that bait falling like that, and if he's just halfway hungry, he's going to eat it, folks. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to eat it. So, see, it's on the bottom now, so I'm going to raise it up and let it go back to the bottom. That's why it's so effective on fishing this bait weightless. Kind of like a trick worm situation right here. But y'all excuse me, I know y'all just seeing weeds, but I'm throwing into a shade. I'm trying to get the benefit of this little area right here. It leads into a, oh, There's a fish right there. Golly. It's a small one, though. What about that? Come here, boy. See, even the little ones will kill that bait. And that's a little one. But that happened quick. Quit. That bait's big as he is. Looky there. But he knocked a fire from it. All this salt in this bait right here makes it fall quicker than a lot of the other baits that's on the market, because it has a lot of salt in it. And because it's falling quicker, it's shimmying more. And another thing about these baits, that they tend to hold on to them longer. Of course, now, let me make it clear. Once I get bit, I'm not going to wait around. These fish ain't got hands. They've inhaled that bait. After a couple seconds after the initial bite, I'm thinking about jerking, setting the hook. There's a fish. There we go. Come on out there, boy. This is a good one right here, folks. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Come on, get out there. Good fish. Getting up in here with it. Okay. That's what we're talking about. That fish is peeling some drag. The reason is see, I'm having a hard time. But now braid can put up with this wood. Wood and weeds. That's a good one right there. Quit. You're done. You're done. He's tangled up in everything. But that's okay. Come here. I knew that was a good one when he hit it. Would you quit? You don't do that. Stop it. Do not do it. Okay. But this braid's so strong, you can just pick him up. Tied with a Palomar knot like that, direct. Hey, man. See, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the shade, and I'm just making little short pitches, skips, or whatever I have to do to present the bait to these fish. Oh, he's 3.5 pounds, but if it was in the fall, he'd be 5.5 pounds or better. He's a long fish. Let's let him go. There he goes. Hot as it is, we're going to let him loose pretty quick. But that fish hit right there. Now, I'm going to fish some more in this area because there could be another bite right there. Okay. I hadn't fished right in there yet. So, you know, fish it thorough. That's the thing. Just pick this cover apart. You never know when it comes to the sport of fishing. Woo. Hey, man. Woo. A lot of different birds out here. And one of them, it went like this. Alright, folks, let's try that same cast. It was right there. And all I did was let it fall straight down. And I'm going to say that water's about 3.5 feet deep right there. All I did was just pick it up and let it fall. Pick it up and let it fall. About right in there is where that fish hit. But you never know. There could be another one right there. There could be 2 or 3 fish laying right there. It's a good little ambush point right there. Well, it's up under a shade. Right here behind us, you can see how that finger goes on down in there. It's about 3 feet right here, or 2 feet, excuse me, and it tapers down into about 3.5, right where we're at. Oh, y'all see that bluegill? He hit my line. His lateral line picked that up, vibration up. He thought he had him an insect. My goodness. Let's see what we can do. only a tight place, but I got this short rod. If nothing else, if I can't set the hook, I'll just reel real quick. That's about all you can do. Set the hook right here, you can pop your rod. There he is, there he is. This is a big one. This is another good one. Y'all seen I couldn't get a real good hook set right there. This is another big fish right here. Golly. Oh my. Golly, we got a big one right here. Golly, folks. He ain't jumped yet. You know, this feels like a catfish to me more than a bass. But I'm not sure. It may be because I'm under this shade like this and he ain't jumped. Could be just a big old bass. But he's rolling like a catfish. Yeah, I believe this is a catfish. Has hit this Senko. I am having a heck of a time right here. If it's a catfish, it's a big one. If it was a bass, he'd done jumped. Golly, I can't do nothing with this fish. Well, what do? Just like we're doing right here, just try to wear him out. I can't do. Oh my God, what a catfish. Folks, this is a big old catfish. Y'all look at that. Y'all see that? Which I knew it was a catfish, but I didn't know he was that big. This is a huge catfish. Golly bum. No wonder I'm having trouble. And it's hard dealing with him up under these limbs. I'm excited. I'm going to have to go in the water and get this fish when I do get him tarred. Y'all look here. Y'all see that? Golly bum. That's a channel cat. And I've never caught one that big. His fish is 20 pounds or better. My. See, you never know. When you come out here fishing like this, you never know. Okay, I'm going to tell you if I land him. This is the biggest channel cat I believe I've ever caught. This is my, how they say it, PB channel cat. That's a big male too. Let me see how good he's hooked. Oh, he's hooked real good. So I'm going to wear him down to where he can't do nothing. Then try to reach down there and grab him, folks. But that shows, that's the testament. Now, that's a big word. I don't know why I used that. One reason why I used that is because I heard Roland Martin do that the other day. Say it's a testament to how strong, braid really is. That's how he said it, and for some reason I can't get that out of my mind. Roland Martin uses some great old big words. But see, I'm not educated like old Roland is. But sometimes I'll use big words. I don't know. It makes me feel a little bit big. Y'all know what I'm saying? But I don't know how to spell them, so y'all don't pay no attention to it. Let me get him up here again. Okay. Be good. Be good. Be good. Be good. Be good. Okay. We got him. Oh, God. Or do I? That's a big fish right there. All right, let's take a look at him. And then we'll put him back. It's a big one. I tried not to lay him down, but I had to, and he's got stuff all over him. But I want y'all to look. What a channel cat. Looky there. See that bait hanging? That's, oh. He's got stuff all over him. But that's huge, folks. I'm going to get him back. Let's do this quick. I want him to survive. That's the biggest channel cat I have ever caught. It is heavy. Let's get him back. Go on back, boy. He's got grass seeds all over him, folks. There he goes. All right, he's stabilized and gone. Okay. Boy, that was a heck of a fight right there. Okay, but I'm going to tell you, even though 10-pound braid tied direct is super stout, I'm going to go ahead and cut that knot out and retie another Palomar knot. Y'all, excuse me, it is hot. I bet it's 92 degrees right now in the shade. It's hot. But let's do that. We're going to tie a Palomar knot and keep fishing. That was a lot of fun. But this is an easy bait to fish. This is the one that I would start off fishing. If I was just starting off bass fishing, this is the bait. This bait will always catch fish. Pick it up, move it about 1 foot to 16 inches at a time. Okay, sits on the bottom. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to let it fall on a slack line. But yet I'm watching that line. When I see that tick, and of course we're using a braid, you can see it and you can feel it. In about 2 seconds or 3 after that, I'm setting the hook. That's probably my favorite color right here is frost. This white braid, it'll show up against about any watercolor. Perfect, because see what I do, I don't try to feel for the strike. I'm looking, I'm watching the line. I'm looking for that tick or that thump, whatever you want to call it. Of course, you can feel it too. Braid is super sensitive, especially if you don't have a leader on. That makes it even more sensitive. Yep, y'all guessed it right. I'm not afraid to get right in the thick of things. A lot of times, and that's the reason for the short rod, so I can get a good hook set, or have a chance on getting a good hook set. A lot of times these old big bass, as y'all know, will be right up in this thick stuff like this. Right up under the overhanging trees, the shades. You know, up in here where you can't get unless you're in tight, unless you're fishing from the bank like this. That was a terrible cast, but still, it was right in there where they could be a big bass. Oh, there's a fish, folks. There we go. Come on up here. Little fish, but that fish hit it right on the end of a cast. Come here, boy. And he was way off the bank, too. Come here. Probably on that first little drop-off. It kind of drops off to around 6 feet out there. Right in here, 12 to 14 feet off the bank, but there's a little large jaw. Let's let him go right here. There he goes. There's some fish right here. Where's my bait? That fish slung my bait off. Well, let's get us there another. There he is, folks. There we go. Golly. This is a bass right here. I don't know how big. I'm out here on a point right here. There he comes. Golly. Come on, boy. There could be some more fish right here on this point. It's a sharp point. And y'all know how I love points. That's not a bad one right there at all. Come on, boy. It's a pea gravel type point right here. I felt a lot of gravel down there. That's a small female. The reason this fish is skinny like this, it's a small female. And she just off bed. But she's long enough to be 2.5 pounds or better. They're just at their lightest right now. Let's let her go. There we go. Alright folks, we had a little bit of fun, but it's over now. The weather's getting very bad. Matter of fact, I had a National Weather Service alert on my phone, so I left and I run into some big old thunderstorms and rainstorms on the way back, but it hadn't rained here yet, but it's heading this way. So I felt like that was probably a privilege. I've caught, I ain't no telling how many channel cats. I've never caught one that big. That was a huge channel cat. And I had a lot of problems with that fish, folks. That made the last couple hours worth it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all the great comments. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hey, woo. Y'all, on it. Man, woo. The big channel cat. The big old channel cat. And to remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.